right, we're here with the lovely Gary Danielson. He's alongside Vern Lundquist on Saturdays on the SEC on CBS. Thanks so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
All right, so you're the 10th season.
It is.
Can you believe it?
Really, no, to tell you the truth. I mean, we have a special product. I think Vern is so connected to the SEC around the country. You know, everywhere I go, people connect CBS, Vern Lundquist, our great product, and they watch.
And, I mean, what's the biggest change you've seen over the past decade in the SEC?
I think more commitment to being offensive football. You know, there's been a kind of a, follow the new fad of the spread offenses, and people have had a lot of success producing stats. My question is, can they produce wins with it? They're going to win 6, 8, 10 games all the time, but to win championships, you got to do the little gritty things. You know, Ohio State proved to the SEC last year that physical football still matters. And, you know, for about a 7, 8 year run, the SEC dominated football by being the most physical, toughest, most talented conference. Now they got to get back to that because they've seen other people kind of rise up their programs and match them, and now they have to answer.
I mean, speaking of that, both Alabama and Auburn lost to Big Ten teams in their postseason last year. Do you think that it's kind of an ego blow? I mean, you know, with SEC, with the dominance that they've had for the past 7 years or so, do you think that really kind of hurt them for the SEC?
Well, I think it's an awakening. I mean, you know, I think it's a reality check, and I think that the teams and the conference has to get back and look in the mirror and try to figure out what got them to this plateau in the first place, and that was they controlled the line of scrimmage. This is a big man league. Every coach I've talked to, you know, when they came into this league said, if you can't control the line of scrimmage, you can't win. Excuse me. And I think it's back to there. A lot of people have become enamored with fantasy football, and that's not going to win in college football anymore.
And you think about Coach Saban, a defensive-minded guy, and even he kind of went to that spread offense last season, something he's kind of been spoken out against. Are you surprised at that?
No, it fit what he had personnel-wise. I think it was probably the right strategy for what he had to do. But I did see his comments in the offseason that nobody really feared us anymore. We did not beat up teams. We kind of tried to do a little bit too much fancy stuff. I think you'll see a recommitment to playing tackle-to-tackle football and using their dominant inside players as well as their fringe players.
And as for Auburn, they're projected to play in the national championship game in some early season polls. Do you think that they like that kind of expectation? They're more of a under-the-radar kind of team.
No, I think they love it because they're in the same state as of Alabama. Whenever type of media attention they get really helps their program. You know, they can't be the little brother down the street. They've proved they can compete on the field, in recruiting, and now in the media attention. So I think it's big for Auburn to be considered a favorite.
All right, just a fun question now. What's your favorite moment that you can think of with Vern?
Wow. You know, it happens so much. It's just that, you know, how the fans love Vern. You know, I mean, we all make mistakes on air, but Vern is our guy. He's the SEC's guy, and I think his love of SEC football translates on the field, and I think the fans' interaction with him everywhere, whether he's having dinner or walking to the game, it's really fun to see.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Danielson. Again, you can catch Gary Danielson with Vern Lundquist on Saturdays on the SEC on CBS.